The man bought a robot with all his money and went for a boxing competition. Immediately the game started, he was hit by the opponent. The man was so worried because he has always lost, he needs the money to pay for his debts. He tried to control the robot to fight back, but the robot's attack didn't work at all. Less than 30 seconds later, the man's new robot was instantly cut off. No matter how hard the robot struggled, he was still beaten by the opponent. Soon enough, his robot's head was punched off. The father and son were so disappointed. Because they lost the game, the father couldn't even take the robot's head back home. But even so, the father would still think of ways to participate in the World Robot Boxing game that is coming up. Because once you win the game, you will not only become famous, but also get a high reward. But this is the future world 10 years later. In this world, human boxing is no longer allowed to appear. They have been replaced by boxing robots. This also led to the robot boxing movement to become a popular sport all over the world. And Charlie was a professional boxer before robot boxing forced him to retire. Because he lost so badly before, he could only take another old robot to the countryside for a performance to make a living. That's right, his opponent is a bull in order to win a prize of $2,000. Charlie immediately operated the robot and rushed up. He carried the bull and knocked it down. But when he was full of confidence and got distracted by the audience, the angry bull suddenly attacked from behind. Before he could turn back and make a move, the bull hits the robot and tears off one of its legs. He tried to signal the host to stop the fight as the bull destroys his robot, but the host pretends not to hear him. The crowd cheers as the bull bullied the remains of the robot. The final result was disappointing again. But what made him even more desperate was that the World Robot Boxing competition was about to start, and he didn't have a new robot. In the end, there was no way. He could only sell his son's custody at a good price to a rich man. This also led to a very unfriendly relationship between the father and son. But what made him even more desperate was that the world competition hadn't started yet, and the robot he bought with the money has already been destroyed. Well, that's why you shouldn't trade your child for a bot. He had no money again. He could only sneak into the robot scrap station and hope to find useful parts to reassemble the damaged robot. But as they searched for spare parts, his son suddenly fell into a ditch. Fortunately, he was hung by something to survive. After his son was rescued, he dug up the mud and found that he was actually a robot. The following morning, they went to the local robot competition. But the owner found that his opponent was actually a little boy. Who would have thought that the boy would not only ignore his persuasion to quit, but even said that he would definitely beat his robot to the ground. The man was instantly bullied. The man boasted out of annoyance that if the boy's robot is still standing after one round, he'll give him $1,000. He promised him he'll destroy his robot, but in return, he'll get to keep the scrap remaining. His father had no confidence in his son's robot. He immediately reminded his son that whoever wanted his son's robot would agree to it. Soon, the competition officially began. His father was very worried when he saw this scene. He asked the boy to let him control the robot, but he refuses. However, his son had no real-life experience. In addition to refusing his father's help, the bot was soon crushed by his opponent. His father saw this and shook his head. He asked him to slip out of the headlock, but he was impressed the bot can take hits. But soon, his father heard that there were 30 seconds left. He was so excited that he wanted to grab his son's controller. Because according to the previous bet, as long as he made it through the first round, he would get $1,000. He started teaching his son how to escape and delay the time. But who would have thought that in the last 10 seconds, the bot would still be knocked down by a punch? The boy went to the bot and kept asking him to stand up. The father made him realize the bot is gone. What shocked everyone was that in the last second, the bot actually stood up. The man was so angry that he was on fire. He asked the boy to make the bet bigger. He said that as long as he made it through the second round, the bet would be doubled. His father said they are just going to collect the $1,000 and leave. But to his surprise, his son agreed right away. The host was excited, hoping to finish the bot off the second round. But then something strange happened. In the first few seconds, the bot stepped backwards and dodged the opponent attack and hits him with just a double uppercut. The bot malfunctioned immediately and caught fire. His father was shocked. He didn't expect that his son to win the match. At least he didn't inherit his losing DNA. The robot he picked up was so powerful, it turned out that just a week ago, when his son was picking up the robot parts with him, he fell off the cliff. But fortunately, the robot buried underground saved his life. So his son dug out the robot overnight and brought it home. When he found that the robot could be repaired, he washed it with water. But then he found a few words on the robot's chest. It turned out that the robot's name was Adam. Excited, he proposed that Adam to take part in the competition. But his father said it was a daydream. Adam is only a sparring bot. That is, it can only take punches, but can't fight. It turned out that Adam was just a G2 training robot with shadow mode, that is, imitation behavior. The son was desperate to participate in the competition, but soon his son got a chance. It turned out that his father couldn't get the robot to invest. Without the robot, he could only use Adam to compete. So that's when it happened. Then his son wanted to make Adam more powerful. He wants to train him how to fight. Soon he was able to upgrade him to a voice-controlled model. But the only problem is there is no boxing data in Adam's system. So his son learned that his father used to be a boxer. After being knocked down by his opponent, he asked his father for help. When he saw his son looking forward to it, his father said that if you teach the robot to dance, he would teach the robot boxing. His son listened and agreed. He even performed on the spot. His father wouldn't break his promise, so he taught Adam boxing every day. This also made his heart, that was once unstable, become confident. However, their efforts did not go to waste, because every competition after Adam is won by absolute advantage. This also led to Adam's moment of becoming the new internet sensation. But who would have thought that the world's #1 robot, the owner of Zeus, Lemkova, would also have the same idea? In the World Robot Competition, the woman suddenly realized that there was a robot with huge potential on the field. In order to keep her #1 position in the world, she proposed $20,000 to buy Adam, the robot of the other party. To his father's surprise, after the boy heard it, not only did he refuse the offer on the spot, but also after winning the first game, he challenged the woman on the spot. He snatched the mic and openly challenged the lady to a fight. The smart boy knew that they saw potential in his robot, that's why they want to buy it from him. The whole arena went into shock. Zeus is the Mike Tyson of the boxing competition. No bot has ever survived a single round against him. Of course, the organizer couldn't let go of this opportunity. Even though the challenge is an insult to them, they must accept it because the people are already anticipating. Please take a minute to like this video and subscribe to the channel. That is the best gift you can give us before this year runs out. Thank you. Back to the video. The day of the challenge finally arrived. Adam overtook other opponents and directly competed with the #1 Zeus. With the sound of the whistle, the game officially began. But no one expected that Zeus's first punch would directly knock Adam down on the ground. The audience was stunned. Fortunately, Adam has very thick body. Every time he was knocked down by Zeus, he would stand up. The people cheered as Zeus tears Adam up in the ring. Maybe the boy shouldn't have challenged him. He knocks him out with a last blow, but fortunately, he survived the first round. That is the first time a robot is leaving the ring alive after a round with Zeus. The second round begins and Adam still gets pounded. However, the father was not affected by the opponent's trash talk. Instead, he has been looking for a chance to fight back. Soon enough, he got his chance and landed a right uppercut. Zeus is stunned as he reels back from an uppercut that he clearly never saw coming. The audience was stunned and cheered loudly. Even Takmashido was shocked to see his robot receive a blow for the first time. The father hit the joint and manipulated Adam to attack, directly pushing Zeus to the corner. However, Zeus didn't hesitate. He counterattacked immediately. Just when he was about to finish Adam off with a heavy punch, the round was over. The audience was stunned, because there was no robot that could hold a round under Zeus. However, what surprised them even more was the fact that the sparring robot that was picked up from the trash can. With his super strength, facing every strong attack from Zeus, he managed to get to the 5th round. Everyone was shocked by Adam's unyielding spirit, but the father was not happy at all. Because of numerous hits by mighty Zeus, Adam lost his voice control and was completely knocked down in the last round. This also meant that if he continued to fight, he would die. Just when the two were thinking about how to solve it, the son suddenly thought of Adam's follow-up shadow function. As long as Adam imitates his father's movements, he is likely to win. The father, who wanted to refuse, saw the son's extremely anticipated eyes and decided to take the initiative. He walked up to Adam and switched to shadow mode and told him, "I know you can't hear me, but you can see me, so watch me." The final round was about to begin. But who would have thought that Adam was under the control of his father and kept defending and did not attack? Just when the opponent was confused, the father actually manipulated Adam to provoke Zeus. The opponent was instantly intimidated. This provoked him and made Zeus to attack more ferociously, while Adam just defends. And this was exactly the father's trick. It turned out that he had long discovered that Zeus's energy was running out. After a period of consumption, now was the opportunity for Adam to counterattack. The audience was stunned by this sudden counterattack. They immediately cheered for Adam. Although the opponent switched to manual control to make Zeus continue fighting, the father was once a full-fledged fighter. He was no match for him. Soon, Zeus was directly hit by Adam's crazy attack. Everyone was moved by little Adam.
Charlie used the opportunity to make himself feel the aura of the boxing ring again, landing punch after punch.
Little Adam gives Zeus a fine right uppercut, and for the first time in history, Zeus is down. But with the design of Takmashido, Zeus was still able to stand up again. But at this time, he was no longer as ferocious as before. He could only be beaten to death. The father was about to knock Zeus out with a final blow, but he was saved by the bell.
Takmashido went crazy after the humiliation he has suffered in the hands of the small robot.
After a moment of excitement, everyone was looking forward to the result of the match. The host announced the result of the judges one after the other as everyone waits in anticipation. In the end, the result states that Zeus had won the match with a thin margin. The audience booed the organizers for rigging the match and cheered for Adam. The father and son were not really disappointed because in the hearts of the people, they are the champion. For more fun-filled and fast-paced recaps like this video and subscribe to the channel. That way you'll be supporting us. Till next time, bye.